decision. It's to cut back on the starch intake after the Thanksgiving weekend. JD here, good to have you on board. Hope you had a great holiday. Hope you had a great weekend. Your 6'3" ATM of information. I'm almost getting a little bit wider than I am tall these days, but I don't have a problem with that. Jesse producing, Don back with us. How was your vacation, Don? Everything good there?
Awesome.
Everything work? Awesome? Okay. Do you want to expand on that, or is that pretty much it?
Reflecting.
He's reflecting on his vacation. Oh, by the way, I owe Jesse $100 because he did make it to Monday on his not smoking commitment. Is it just to get to the $100, or is it just you're quitting?
I'm good. Good to go, man. It's all behind me.
Cutting back on adult beverages, losing your beer gut, exercising. Is there anything you have to tell us? Are you like, do you have new headshots from those modeling places in the mall? We can go in for like $500 or something. And
no, just trying to get rid of the beer gut, man. It's disgusting me. So I'm getting rid of it.
All right, fine. Mike's taking your phone calls, emails at the website, and the poll question up there for you today.
Reflecting.
A new Gallup poll looking at the viability of a third-party candidate shows 81% dissatisfied with how the United States is being governed. That's up from 39% when Ross Perot ran in 1992. I asked the question, how do you see it? 6% say you're happy with the current two-party death grip. 23% say it's time for a real third-party movement. And 71% say love to see it, but it ain't going to happen. Your answer there or here at 800-876-4123. When I came out of the coma last year, I was 192 pounds when I got back from the hospital. And then I had a little fall off in my weight to 188. The doctor told me, he said, you gotta eat. You got to put that back on. There's only one problem. He didn't call and tell me to stop because now, as you can tell from the video that we're back running today, because the whole team's back together today. I checked the scales on Saturday morning, 234. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that video of you and Heidi Harris down there in Vegas from a week ago. You're looking pretty big. Pretty big guy.
Pretty big. As in stature or as in girthage or both? Yeah. No, that was a good event. We had K-Done event here in Las Vegas with Heidi's.
It was pretty damn funny, actually. I was laughing. It's hard to do.
She sent me an email that said she got a great response off that, and we were like the Burns and Allen of talk radio. And I said, well, you got the Gracie part down. I got the George Burns plus the weight, plus the age, minus the hair, maybe with a little bit of the humor thrown in. But I think we got another event coming up December 13th. But if you go to K-Dawn's homepage here in Las Vegas, Heidi Harris's homepage, you'll probably have the information on that. Don't know where it is, don't have the details, but she said, I have to be there. So maybe there'll be a thinner version of me there. I just, starches, man. Love it. Love just anything with a starch. Last night I was like, I think I'll have some broccoli and some carrots because I need to introduce something into my system other than, and I did buy like the 55-gallon drum of Benefiber. So I'm looking forward to spending the holidays with that because that's supposed to do something really good for you. But, oh, man, I just love this time of year. It is the most wonderful eating time of the year. Everything and anything. People came over. They brought mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, stuffing. We had all kinds. 11 right before bed. I was up late over the weekend, guys. 11 o'clock one night.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 p.m. I actually caught the news at 11 o'clock, and I did catch the opening snippets of Jay Leno one night, and he seemed foreign to me, as if aliens had landed in the planet, because who is this thing they call Leno? I was like, wow, and what is this that's on this late at night? I thought it was just all Poker After Dark. That's a TV show, by the way, not a comment. But
just like a little cockatiel going back and forth up on stage up there, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But what was I saying?
Jay Leno.
Yeah, anyway,
11 o'clock.
Apple pie, 11 o'clock at night. Apple pie with Cool Whip and whipped cream. Now, I know I'm probably going to get visited by the food police. That's did you see? Speaking of food police, did you see the picture of President Obama sitting at a basketball game during the Thanksgiving holidays, eating a hot dog, not tending to the problems of the nation? He also went and played. Yeah,
he obviously loves Satan.
He loves Satan. Of course he does. And he went and he played golf when it was 65 degrees in Washington, D.C. with his same group of friends that he plays golf with all the time. Disgraceful. 65 degrees. How dare he plays golf for the 88th time of his presidency while people are losing their homes and the nation is collapsing around him. Oh, he also left God out of his Thanksgiving Day comments, but not out of the internet comments. And if I was watching this on Fox News, Fox and Friends, 6:22 a.m. Sunday morning, because I got nothing better to do after I've been up for 2 hours and 22 minutes. So I'm flipping around watching Fox and Friends, and they brought on Father Jonathan Martin. And Father Jonathan Martin was commenting on Barack Obama leaving God out of the Thanksgiving speech, riling his critics. So every and any attempt by Fox to try and find every and anything they can to bring Obama down, you can just stay with policies. You pretty much got that one figured out right there. But no, you have to go for the social suck-up issues. You got to throw a little God into the mix. And when it's time for God, it's time for Father Jonathan Martin.
This is what really blew me away, guys. This is from President Obama in that same address that we began with. He says that, like much of America, he's going to spend his Thanksgiving Day eating lots of good food, watching some football, and reflecting on how lucky we are.
I'm sitting there. I had my back to the TV. I'm reading some newspapers, and I go, and?
Reflecting.
I was waiting for. He was reflecting.
Never mind, he just burst into song in the middle of that statement.
Reflecting.
Yeah, there's no business like the religious show business. How lucky.
Somebody you want to tell us, Father Martin?
I look at the faces of the host on Fox and Friends, and even they, conditioned to find everything and anything they can to beat up Obama on or his wife, were like, and is there a point to that statement?
We should mention that President Obama did mention God in his written Thanksgiving proclamation. Let me read it to our viewers. As we gather in our communities and in our homes around the table or near the hearth, we give thanks to each other and to God for the many kindnesses and comforts that grace our lives. And by the way, he's also mentioned it in previous spoken addresses. So the critics should be fair. He doesn't just omit God from the Thanksgiving address. Just this year he did.
Oh, yeah. Details. As we gather near the hearth. Who has a hearth in their house? They have a fireplace, don't you? When your kids come running in, they've been building a fort outside and having a snowball fight.
Yeah, what is this, 1860?
Mother, Father, would it be okay for my brothers and sisters and I to gather about the hearth and warm our bones? No, I'm cold. Make a fire. Go get the wood. As we gather around the hearth. So they take this whole time out of my Sunday morning and yours, I'm listening to Fox and Friends, to talk about how Obama obviously hates God, and he hates Thanksgiving, and he hates the family, and he hates.
Taking time to reflect on how lucky we are while you're addressing the nation, it's taking time to reflect about the wonderful blessings that God has given to us. And if this is his way of thinking and doing and acting in his family, that's fine. But we have to recognize that we're electing a person with a set of values that is going to communicate to the country about those values. And I think the contrast is quite sharp.
Blow it out your butt.
Oh, my.
It's important to issue Thanksgiving statements or proclamations about the day, and it's important to include references to God. Well, if we're going to be electing someone with those values, with those attributes, then we'd have to completely eliminate Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, and Rick Santorum, because all three of those Republicans issued Thanksgiving statements that omitted references of God.
No.
Historically, we think of President Clinton in 4 of his 8 Thanksgiving addresses. He mentioned God.
Just happened to know that.
George W. Bush in 7 of 8 of his Thanksgiving addresses mentioned God. But you know what? I think what is so shocking is seeing the contrast between these proclamations, even the one that mentions God, give thanks to others and give thanks to God, the contrast between these Thanksgiving proclamations and the original Thanksgiving proclamation. We look at the addresses of Washington, of Lincoln, even modern-day presidencies. They're shocking contrasts. Here's another thing. I think I want to read this. This is what really blew me away, guys. Reflecting
what blew you away?
on how lucky we are.
You know what one of the first proclamations was? It was the Indians, the feather Indians, not the dots. They were the one who said, here come the white guys. They're going to try and get Manhattan with a turkey and a couple of bucks. Don't fall for it. All right? No, that's it. That's the Oh, God, forefathers founding, gathering around the heart, going to the Basilica on Sunday as I watch Callista sing in the choir. And Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, and Rick Santorum issued Thanksgiving statements that omitted references to God. Michelle Bachmann, Herman Cain, and Rick Perry mention God in their statements. 6:22 Sunday morning. And it's like, enough, you guys. Enough. Across the board. Even Obama. Stop. All of you. Just stop. There's a time and a place for everything. But even in the presidential pardon of the Thanksgiving turkeys, Liberty and Giblets, or whatever, Gravy or Carcass, or whatever the name of the other one was, I'm listening to Obama do his little ceremonial pardoning on Wednesday, and it's like, you can't even keep politics out of the mix, because we know Obama's trying to make it their problem, Congress's problem, and the problem we as a nation have is with Congress, not him. And even in something that should be just kind of fun, I guess, and maybe family-centric and maybe tradition, nope, if you're President Obama and it's anything to do with anything, somehow you have to inject not just good seasoning into the turkey, you have to inject politics into the presidential pardon.
Some of you may know that recently I've been taking a series of executive actions that don't require congressional approval. Well, here's another one. We can't wait to pardon these turkeys. Literally. Otherwise, they'd end up next to the mashed potatoes and stuffing. I want to thank...
Who are the douchebags in the background laughing? Is that those his team of comedy writers?
It's a Secret Service.
That was funny there, Barack. That's some type of comedy. It's like politics everywhere, 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 everywhere. Just leave it alone. Just let Thanksgiving be Thanksgiving. Just like Christmas and New Year's. No. And let me ask you a question. When did politics become that sexy? That interesting? Is it maybe if we just left it to its own devices and we didn't stick microphones in front of these idiots and cameras that they could preen for? Just go about and just try and do what you're doing to ruin the nation, and we'll take care of the rest. Go pardon your turkeys and go do your stupid proclamations about how you're reflecting on God during the Thanksgiving break. Whatever. Just go annoy your own peer group. Annoy your own friends and family. Yeah. Just reflect on just what an idiot you sound like on TV, and maybe next year you can take that time to reflect on what it is that you did to ruin my Sunday morning at 6:22 on Fox and Friends.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
Cyber Monday today. Black Friday. That was all the rage. A couple of days you might not be familiar. That's mofo. Merry Monday, Sofa Sunday, and Red Tuesday. Those are other promotional days they're trying to figure out how to extract money from our wallets. And speaking of that, have you been getting phone calls, holiday solicitations from people raising money for organizations like the supposedly Fraternal Order of Police that I got on Wednesday night before we were gathering around the hearth for Thanksgiving? And what percentage of the money is actually going to those charities as opposed to these thieves that call up and try and take advantage of your kindness? We've got that. We've got consumer spending. We've got the debt panel failure as a useful failure to set up the successes of Congress going forward. We got that and a whole lot more to get to. Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Schaefer on what's happening in Pakistan, and Jed Babin on Newt Gingrich, all grown up. 800-876-4123. Jerry Doyle, join me.
The Jerry Doyle Show.